What is up, my beautiful motherfuckers? It is your boy, These Nuts 21985. Where have the videos been? I know, I've been lagging lately. It's just my shit been slowing down again, but it's fine. I'm not taking 2 months to upload one videos because I've been into some super important, some super top secret service type. Who looks fucking high?
Dodge now. Dodge now. No!
I'm having the time of my life!
Insanity is...
Anyway, I've already done one for the Dante boys, so this time I am going to be ranking every Devil May Cry's Vergil from worst to best, because Vergil's just a fan favorite. Vergil's the boy, he is the guy. Vergil is my guy. And you might be thinking, oh, but there's not enough Vergils in the games. Well, that's where you're wrong, because I'm going to also include Urizen, V, and Nilo Angelo on this list, but not the novels, because once again that shit wouldn't even be close to fair. Also, people that play DMC, I'm pretty sure they don't even know the anime exists nor the comics. So let's just get right into it.
We'll be nothing like Mundus. We'll respect our subjects, not enslave them.
It was gonna be fucking obvious that Reboot Vergil was gonna be all the way at the bottom. Man, this motherfucker is the worst Vergil ever. How do you take the perfect anti-hero slash villain slash rival, whatever the fuck you want to call him, and turn him into this? This man, I swear to God, I don't even think he knows how to use that fucking Yamato. He walks around retardedly, and then he had that fucking fedora we don't talk about because it got removed in the fucking definitive edition. This Vergil is such a disappointment, and it hurts me somewhere in the anal cavity that this was supposed to be inspired by my favorite character. That is an insult. Ninja Theory, I'm going to fucking find you, and I'm going to bury you alive. But until then, Reboot Vergil is going to be in D tier, because there's any other Vergil that is way better than this motherfucker. I'm just gonna keep it short and simple because I feel like I just give the reboot too much shit. So yeah, Reboot Vergil D tier, fuck you. Nah, man, when this motherfucker first appeared, I got fucking chills. And I played DMC 3 before DMC 1, so I already knew who he was. And people that played DMC 1 before DMC 3 are like, damn, this man got little to no explanation. And then you find out he's Dante's brother, and you're like, okay, cool, I guess. Unless you're like me and play fucking DMC 3 first. And you start to cry like a bitch because you want him to go back to normal. And we're not gonna get the novels in here, so get that shit out of my comments. So this man, don't worry, he's not in D tier, but he has little to offer. Yes, he's supposed to be a mysterious, noble character, but he just doesn't really have much to provide other than that, and the fact that he's Vergil. And in DMC3, you technically do get to play as him, but it is an alternate costume, even though he is probably the most broken Devil May Cry character, especially super corrupted Vergil with the super Nilo Angelo. It is super limiting because you can only do a couple moves, but they kind of make it like older DMC1, where it's kind of like technically based off of damage, just don't spam the same moves over and over. And that's about everything I have to say about Nilo Angelo. Such a cool character, probably one of my favorite bosses as well. It really does test your skill and shit. So he's going to be in C tier because, again, he doesn't really have much to offer unless you want to get into the novels and shit. So, yeah.
And with this,
No.
I will have everything.
The main villain of DMC5, the demon side of Vergil, Urizen. This man was cool and shit, but his design looks like a fucking boss off of Power Rangers. Like, I swear to God, Daniel Southworth saw his work in those fucking shows, and he was like, hey, let's make my fucking villain demon side Power Rangers inspired. Am I the only one? Well, anyway, yeah, this man was cool. He was interesting and all, but he wasn't that exciting to fight against, and he's probably like the only Vergil you cannot play as. Because even with Nilo Angelo, you can still technically play as him. So yeah, this man is just kind of an asshole when it comes to fighting him. Cool boss and all. The design, like I said, looks like something off of Power Rangers. Or maybe Resident Evil with all the fucking eyeballs. Take your pick, I don't know. But Urizen's alright. He's not bad, but he could have been better. I mean, it was just okay. So Urizen's gonna go in B tier because there's nothing bad about him, but there's also like nothing too good about him either. So what else is there to say? He's a boss that repeats the same shit and fucking tries to be cheap so you don't beat the game in the prologue, which is an Easter egg. And you know, yeah, B tier Urizen. Alright, next.
I curse my stars in bit of grief and woe. That made my love so high, and me so low.
You know, I'm surprised no one complained that I didn't put V's Kane in like top 10 weapons, or at least an honorable mention, but I mean, it's just fucking puncturing motherfuckers, that's it. But anyway, V, a really good character, a human side of Vergil, you know, the opposite of yours and whatever. This man brings like the 3 most iconic bosses from DMC1 and makes them his familiars. And you know, there's that fucking meme when fighting the boss versus unlocking him as a playable character, but we don't talk about that because in V's defense, that's like the level demonic power that he has, and he has been weakened. And stop with the visions of V bullshit, please. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, really good character, fun to play as, and he's debatable between beginner friendly or overwhelming. I don't know, it depends on the beginner. Interesting character, cool concept. He's just super edgy, that's about it. He's a poetry man, he's not like well actually he is kind of an emo boy. But I mean, he's a good boy, He's pretty cool to play as, probably the easiest out of all the DMC5 characters, not counting Nero to play as. And you can debate who's easier to play as, Nero or V. I personally think V was easier because fucking stylish shits are super fucking easy, and then bloody palettes, you don't even need the super costume with this motherfucker. But anyway, V is going to be an A tier because yes, he is a great character in game, and then you know the shit out of the game that we're not going to fucking talk about, and then the familiars also make him cooler, and like I said, although he's edgy, he's still a badass. Even though he didn't really bother fighting Urizen, he's like, yeah, nah, fucking Nero and Dante do all the work. So yes, V in a nutshell is literally kill thief. Motherfucker steals everybody's kill. But hey, at least he looks cool doing it.
Foolishness, Dante. Foolishness. All lives matter. You will not forget the racism of Sparta. Show me your skin color. Why isn't this working? Is there something missing? Must more N-words be said? I've come to retrieve my racism. You can't handle it. You should come to realize that you cannot contain the racism of Sparta. Minorities, Dante. Minorities. Give me your racism.
No way. You got your own.
Well, I want yours too. I need more racism. Where's your discrimination?
The Black Air Force energy and the menace to society himself, DMC3's Vergil, the perfect villain. Oh my goodness, I can be a fangirl about this man. All I fucking want to be. I can do this shit for the rest of my life. Such a great character. Such a great story for the perfect game in my eyes. This is why I believe DMC3 is better than 5. I feel like Vergil is just so perfectly written, and you can argue that he's cliche, but I don't think so, because he set the tone and he set the trend for other villains and other franchises. And oh my goodness, the introduction of the Yamato. The only game you'll ever get to see Vergil with the hair down. Probably him and Dante got the handsomest character designs in this game. Oh my goodness, DMC3 Vergil, I fucking love you. But why isn't he going to be an S tier character? Well, because there is a better written one. Because, you know, he has like the previous shits as well as the current shit in that game. But also you get to play as Vergil in this game, and he doesn't really have a lot to offer. He gets boring, he starts to suck. I would rather play as Dante in DMC3 rather than Vergil, because Vergil's just so limiting, whereas Dante is just endless content, and then he's super fluid in this game. But that doesn't mean that Vergil's a bad character. I would still play as him too, and if given the choice, yeah, I would still pick Vergil over Dante sometimes. But there is one that fucking surpasses motherfucker. Actually, there's two. There are two. But one is arguable, the other is not. So let's get to them.
The order of racism, huh? They worship a racist as a god? Just what are your true intentions?
Okay, DMC4 and DMC3 Vergils are kind of opposites of each other, so that's why I said you can argue which one's better than the other, because DMC4's Vergil has a lot less story, but he does have a wider moveset, whereas DMC3's Vergil has a lot more story, but a more limiting moveset. So DMC4 Vergil is such a badass character. The design was great, kind of looks like the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 version of Vergil, which isn't a bad design at all. It's honestly pretty good. And this man's out here casually folding demons like an omelet and making them scramble like eggs. This man is just a mad lad. He's such a mad chat. He just puts in work. And also, this man's story in DMC4 takes place before DMC3, and you kind of get to see a little snippet of the woman he's about to knock up, aka Nero's fucking mom. Maybe that's her, who knows. But anyway, this man's just such a fucking badass, and he just needed like 1 or 2 cutscenes to show the power of a son of Sparta. And where is your motivation? This man gets me motivated as fuck to play as him. What else is there to say? They fucking buff the shit out of this man. Even though this game's mainly DPS shit, but man, his speed is phenomenal. Oh my god. He makes me nut when I play as him, and I'm so glad that this man didn't even get like another character to swap between missions like Lady and Trish or Nero and Dante. This man fucking solos that entire shit. So he is going to be an A tier. I personally put him above DMC3's Vergil because, like I said, they're opposites, but you can argue which one's better than the other. And we have one more Vergil that we are going to put in an obvious tier.
Get out of my way, Nero!
Defeating you like this has no meaning.
Come on, Vergil. Let's do this.
Heal your wounds, Dante. Get strong. After that, we'll settle the matter.
Nah, man, this motherfucker got me hyped ever since I found out he was going to be in the game. Since his introduction trailer, DMC5's Vergil has so much combo variety, such a good story, and that is excluding V and Urizen. Including him, he has probably more story than DMC3's Vergil. This motherfucker is so goddamn cool, and they finally changed his classic trench coat, and it might be the classic one just unwashed, who knows, but it looks so different. and he's such a fucking badass. And like I said, even though I just don't like the character designs of DMC5, let's not fucking get into that. He is such a badass. Bury the Light is once again forever the best theme out there. Don't argue it, just accept it. Fucking Miro's father, oh yes, motherfucker came in, casually folded his son, stole the devil bringer. He's like, give me my sword back, you little fucking deadweight bitch. And and then he was out there fucking getting a body count of millions in Redgrave City, and you still want him to be a fucking good guy rather than die. Oh my god. And then again, excluding the novels, because that shit wouldn't even be fair, DMC5's Vergil is just on a whole nother level. He is obviously going to be in S tier because this man is just so built different. He is that guy. You are you, but he is him. But anyway, that is going to be it for today, guys. Please make sure to leave a like, comment if you're new, subscribe. I've been meaning to get this video out there for a while, but there was just such bad weather, and then I've been busy, and I just really hope you guys enjoyed this because I fucking love Vergil. He's my favorite character, and like, I'm still wanting to do that top 5 Devil May Cry clutches and fails again. If it's any Devil May Cry, I'll leave the info on the fucking community posts or something. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one, motherfucker.